Hello, family and friends, and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to become a Kingdom Financier. What does that mean? I'm going to help you build wealth and help you fund God's kingdom, even during these uncertain times. If you don't know who I am a nurse who decided to nurse differently over 27 years ago. Not only am I a content creator, I'm a business owner, I'm a mentor, and I'm also an executive coach. And so I go by the name Nurse Eunice, and I welcome you here. Let's get started. When the earth shakes, heaven provides. The world feels really unstable right now. We all know it. We have prices that are rising, our jobs are fading. For a lot of people, maybe not for you as much, but for others, you have to be mindful that their faith is shaking. They don't have the testimonies, they don't have the past trials that you and I have. So while you and I look at the current time as an opportunity, someone else is looking at this as the worst time of their life. And we have to be mindful because in the middle of all of this chaos, one phrase still shifts everything. Repeat after me, but God. That is right. I don't care what's happening, but God. And you fill in that sentence with whatever is positive, is loving, and is full of hope. But God will make a way. For reference, when Pharaoh starved the land, Joseph stored grain, a widow poured oil and never ran out. So when resources start to fall short, Jesus even multiplied 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. You all, miracles have always been happening. So every crisis can become a classroom for divine provision. And every miracle started with a need. Sometimes we go through things because once we get to a certain level, we act as if we don't even need God. We don't recognize, we don't acknowledge. We stop going to church, we stop tithing. You wait until things get bad. And that is when you remember to call on God. So I'm not here to preach to you. I am not a preacher. Remember, I'm a nurse that God uses on social media. So I just want to let you know, don't panic. We're not here to panic. We are here to pivot. That is right. So this is the era of the Kingdom Financier, the believer who funds purpose while others fear lack. Heaven's economy versus the earth's economy. Let's talk about the earth's economy first. The earth's economy runs on fear and fluctuation. Every time someone in leadership says something, stocks can go up or they can go down. The world's economy can crash. However, heaven's economy runs on faith, seed, and stewardship. So let's discuss seed time and harvest. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Multiplication. Remember, 5 loaves of bread fed 5,000 people. I tell this story often. I have never had the money, the human resources, anything I needed to go to college, to start a business, to grow a business. I never had it. I had faith. And through that faith and through my effort and my hard work, God made a way. Don't forget about divine exchange. Favor replaces fear. I sometimes think that the reason why God gives me so many downloads and so many ideas is because He understands that I'm crazy enough, that I'm faithful enough, not to just write them down, but to implement them. And that is how we help serve the kingdom. So when the world says cut back, the kingdom says create. Repeat after me, create, you all. AI is not going to replace you. AI is not going to replace you. I correct AI every day. I let it know when it's wrong. I tell it to cite its sources. So you are smarter than AI. It is not going to replace you. I need for you to get your creative energy back. Your obedience becomes your currency. Your obedience to watch this video. It just popped up, right? And here it is, a nurse, a crazy nurse, a faithful nurse, starts talking to you about stewardship and God's economy and how you are more than and not lesser than. So let's break the spirit of scarcity. Recession begins in the mind before it ever hits your pockets. So Before recession hits the market, scarcity, the enemy starts whispering to you, there's not enough. But faith will answer, my God shall supply all of my needs. Repeat that with me. My God shall supply all my needs. So let's change your language from lack to legacy. It's not that you don't have enough. It's that God will provide the resources that I need. And in the meantime, everything that I need is in the house. Budget with vision and not fear. Yeah, you're going to have to be accountable. You know that you overspend. You know that you're buying a whole bunch of stuff that you don't need. You know that you're getting donations and offerings and people are giving you things and that you've not been a good steward over them. So acknowledge it, repent, and do better. Some of you all refuse to worship. You're so busy worrying. Look, turn off the TV, turn off the news. Stop worrying and start praying. You can't receive overflow while you're holding on to fear. Remember, we are getting rid of that scarcity mindset. It leaves today. Let's discuss God's blueprint for multiplication. Let's talk about Joseph. Joseph planned for famine and instead fed nations. How powerful is that? The widow's oil. Look, she had to go and get vessels from neighbors. She filled vessels until her debt was gone, you all. And so you won't even tell people what's going on. I understand it's scary. But imagine if she hadn't gone to her neighbor and asked for a vase, a vessel, something to put oil in. Because she didn't want to include others, she would not have been blessed. And now let's talk about those talents. Some of you all will say, well, Eunice, first you put me in a box. You put me in a box and you called me a nurse. Look, I have a license. I have a professional credential as a nurse. I did not allow you to put me in a box. After becoming a nurse, I became a business owner. After becoming a business owner, I became a content creator. After becoming a content creator, I became an author. After becoming an author, I now have my own TV show. So let's talk about those talents. Don't you bury your talents. I need for you to use every talent that God has given you in order to grow the kingdom. Remember, we have to create. So show faith with productivity. Otherwise, you're wasting the talents that God has given you. Stop burying your talents. You have everything you need to pay your bills right now. You just won't acknowledge it. Strategy plus stewardship equals supernatural supply. So pray for increase by day and plan for it by night. And I want to add to that, pray and work for increase by day and then plan for it by night. You've been working that same 9 to 5 job. Now they've laid you off. You don't have anything saved. Look, a lot of people, 1 million people right now have that same story. So if you are still blessed to be employed, this is my recommendation for you. What I want you to do is, I need for you, you're going to be a little bit tired, and that's going to be okay. Why do you all think that this life is supposed to be comfortable? Jesus was not comfortable. I'm going to need for you to work your 9 to 5 and then work your business, work your ideals, work your talents. From 6 to 10, you can do it. I did it. I completed a master's degree in nursing education in 1 year, but while working a full-time job, while running a business, while being a single parent. So you can't tell me about hard. It's always been hard for me. I'd be feeling like I'd be on The Color Purple. All my life I had to fight. God doesn't spare me. He does not spare me from the attacks of the enemy. He does not spare me from going through, because had he done so, I wouldn't be here to tell you that you can get through it too. The rise of the kingdom entrepreneurs. Yes, yes, yes. In every economic crisis, God raises the innovators. Noah built while the others mocked. Look, you all, they're laughing at me. I can remember when I first started on YouTube, some of the comments that friends would make about my videos. I saw them. I knew they were directed to me, but baby, I'm an eagle and you're a turtle. I didn't respond. I kept posting videos, and I know behind me you see a silver plaque. No, I have a gold plaque. I have more than 1 million subscribers on one YouTube channel, and I have multiples. So I need you to be like Esther. Esther led when others hid. Look, not only do we get rid of the scarcity mindset, we're going to get rid of fear, and we are going to be intentional about everything that we do because we are backed by God. Remember that God plus you, God plus me, that's a team right there. Joseph managed resources while others panicked. Look, all the chaos that's going on around you. Yes, it's real, but it's also a distraction. It's taking your eyes off of God. It's taking your eyes off of the kingdom. And you are not getting any further because you keep looking at that emergency and that emergency. If those emergencies are not in your house, if they're not in your immediate, I need for you to keep going forward because the more you travel, the more you keep going ahead, the less of that chaos you are going to see and the less you are going to feel. So stop getting distracted by the chaos. Now let's move into how you're going to use those talents. Number one, you're going to use your skills to solve problems. Look, you are the content expert. Everybody comes to you. You are the auntie that everybody loves. All the nieces come to you for guidance. They come to you for your recipes. You don't think that others need those same recipes? You don't think that others are going to love how your food tastes? You just want to keep saying that you're broke, not being able to benefit the kingdom. Meanwhile, you have the skills and the talent. That ends today. Second, you're going to turn your purpose into platforms. Look, I had to figure out how to cross over because I was told that the people on TikTok, the younger people, they didn't like long form videos. Well, dang it, I started creating long form videos on TikTok, and guess what the young people did? They sat down and they listened because they trusted me. So I don't care what the other people say, get them out of your ears. Get the algorithm out of your ears. It doesn't matter if only 5 people watch this video. I know that it's the 5 people that God ordained to watch this video. And therefore, I'm going to keep doing God's purpose, what He purposed me to do on these various platforms, because I know that that video is going to be available. It's going to be evergreen content, and it's going to bless whoever hears it whenever they need to hear it in God's timing. Another way that we're going to stop you from bearing your talent is that you're going to let your business fund what your prayers desire. That should be your prayer. Your prayer should be, God, get me out of man's financial kingdom. Make sure that I am a kingdom financier. I am going to have not just enough to feed me and my family, but I'm going to employ people and feed their families. And I'm going to raise them up so that they can employ people and then help feed someone else's family. Do you get this generational wealth that I'm talking about? Kingdom entrepreneurs don't just chase trends, they chase and create impact. Now let's talk about those recession-proof habits. Number one, pray before purchasing. That's right, include God in your purchase habits. Two, automate giving and saving. So you're going to pay your tithe. Yes, you can automatically have that deducted from your bank account. And on top of that, you're going to automatically start saving. Do the same. And so if you're not right now able to pay 10%, you know those bills are billing. Pay something, donate something. And if you have nothing monetary to give, donate your time. Third, diversify your income streams. Look, I have mastered the ability to diverse some income streams. So if you need a pointer, I'm your girl. Four, tithe faithfully and budget intentionally. And then fifth, number five, keep learning, just like you're doing right now. You need that accountability partner. You need someone to bounce ideas off of. You need someone who isn't just reading scriptures to you, who is talking to you like she's your sister, like she's your aunt. So keep learning. Wisdom is the highest return. The goal isn't to escape the storm. The goal is to manage the rain. Look, it's going to be raining hard. It's going to be raining really hard. Are you going to be the one who's running from the rain, or are you going to be the one who's selling the umbrellas? Look, it's all about mindset, kingdom provision. It starts right here, your brain and your heart. Seed, strategy, and stewardship. Seed. Sow what you want to see multiplied. So if you like negativity and a hard life and that's what you're giving to others, guess what's going to be growing? All that negativity. So instead, I want you to sow goodness, sow kindness, sow mercy, sow grace, sow what you want to see multiplied. So it's not always about finances. It's about those other skills, those other characteristics that add value and peace to your life also. Strategy. Plan your investments and your business moves. Look, you all, we're going to coins. We're going to cryptocurrency. The United States is getting away from the dollar system. I don't care if you bury your head in the sand like an ostrich. These changes are happening. You need to be ahead of the changes. Again, AI isn't taking your jobs. The fact that you won't use AI caused you to lose your job. Okay? You can become more productive. So when you see these things are happening, I need for you to, number one, get on your knees in prayer, ask God for advice, ask God for a plan, a strategy. And then when you start getting those downloads, you're going to write them down and you're going to implement them because I need for you to plan and do. Plan your investments and your business moves. And then stewardship. Track every dollar like it's a divine assignment so that you know where your money is going. Faith opens doors. Strategy builds rooms. Stewardship keeps the light on. Yes. Now let's talk about generosity as warfare. Look, we know we're under attack. Has anyone ever been so mean to you when you were nice to them? And then they apologize, their whole spirit changed. Generosity can do the same thing. Remember, kindness isn't just about you giving someone money. Give them a smile, give them a prayer, give them a hug. When fear says keep and hold on to everything, faith says give. Generosity isn't a loss, it's a launch. Okay? So it helps to break poverty, it helps to break the poverty mindsets, it shifts focus from need to seed, and it positions you for overflow when the world runs dry. Recession proof givers are heaven's supply chain. Let's talk about building for legacy. True financiers think generationally. You can create a scholarship. Look, it doesn't have to be an expensive undertaking. It could be $500. That would be enough to help a college student, a single parent, a single dad, maybe learn new career skills, put some gas in their car, keep the lights on. So think of others whenever you are building a legacy. What if you decide to fund a training center or invest in real assets such as real estate? Maybe you want to open up a group home for displaced kids or pregnant moms. There are so many ideals. God is giving you the ideals. You just need someone, an accountability partner, in order to help you launch those ideals. And then next, teach your children how to tithe and how to build. That is the next generation of Kingdom Financiers. They're going to do what they see you do. And if they see you do nothing, well, guess what? They're going to repeat those same habits. Remember, we're stepping away from the scarcity mindset and we are teaching legacy, kingdom mindsets instead. Wealth isn't what you spend, it's what you sustain. You're writing blueprints for the next generation of Kingdom Financiers. So that means enduring wealth. We're going to keep passing this wealth on. Remember, wealth isn't just money, it's businesses, it's knowledge, it's skills. Kingdom builders equip the next generation of kingdom builders. And then those generational blueprints. Look, grandmama let recipes die with her. Grandfather could fix everything, but didn't teach you how to fix anything. No, that was their generation. And that was a loss of not just education, but also a loss of potential finances. Let's not do that. Design legacy systems and values so that your family can understand what you do, how you do it, and how they can continue doing it in the event that you're unable to do so. This is your divine assignment. The world is unstable, but you are anointed to stand. The shaking is not punishment. I know you feel it. It is promotion. God is making you uncomfortable for a reason, baby. It's time for you to move. It's time for you to elevate. It's time for you to step out and not to keep living in fear. You're managing movement. You're not waiting on an opportunity. You are the opportunity. Give, build, and believe like souls depend on your obedience because they actually do. So, regardless of where you are, look, you can join a church, you can join a group, you can join someone who's going to help you maintain and become a kingdom financier. It's going to help you grow your faith, multiply your resources, and connect with vision driven entrepreneurs who fund purpose and live in abundance. And so you're not just a business owner, you're a kingdom financier. And if you don't have a local organization and you want to join my organization, look, I know it's called the Boss Nurse Academy, but you don't have to be a nurse. You have to be someone who wants to turn their skills into profits. You have to be someone who wants to do more than what's going on right now. And if you're interested, you can always visit www.bossnurseacademy.com. Of course, that information is going to be in the description area. You can join a community of faith-filled business owners and kingdom builders. Look, we're creating content. We're doing everything people said we shouldn't be doing right now. We're making money during a recession. And we believe that we have the tools to help you become a kingdom financier, to save your house, and to build generational wealth. Look, you all, I look forward to being your friend, your mentor, and your accountability partner. We can do this. We can fund the kingdom of God. There are enough resources, and I'm going to show you how to not only turn your talents and your skills into profits, but also how to benefit the kingdom of God in the process. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, you all. Bye. Have a blessed day.